Hello, I'm Courtney and welcome to Book Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about Just One Day by Gayle Forman. I actually read a book. Even though it took me 2 weeks to read, I actually read something. It did something productive with my life. I'm out on my reading slump. If you don't know what Just One Day is about, Just One Day is about a girl named Allison, and so she just graduated from high school, and so her parents give her this 3-week teen tour thingy-bob to go to Europe for 3 weeks, which sounds pretty awesome. And so on the last day, that last night, she sees this play, this guy like flips a coin at her in the play, and so the next day, obviously, this guy who flipped the coin is on the train, and he's like, hey, I'm going to take you to Paris for just one day. And they go to Paris for just one day, and it's the events that happen in Paris, and then her journey afterward. I gave this book 5 stars on GOODREADS, but I overall give it a 91% because there were some problems with this book, including the main character, not Allison, but the guy, William. I'll talk about him. I really did not like him. But overall, this book was fantastic. If you're in a reading slump and you need to get out of it, I highly, highly recommend you to read Just One Day because it got me out of my reading slump in a snap. So if you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. So if you have not read it, leave. I don't want to spoil you on the cute contemporary moments in this book. I don't. So not spoiler people, leave. I did notes, and I'm proud. And if you can tell, I wrote a lot. So Allison, by my notes of what I wrote in here, I said her name was spelled weird, and she's a cool kid, but shy, which is practically how you can describe Allison. I really did enjoy Allison. Her journey was so just beautiful, how she was like breaking off her shell slowly and saying yes to things. It was so beautiful, and I'm just so proud of her. The one day in Paris was not how I expected it to be. It didn't go as planned in my mind. It was kind of obvious in Paris, I mean, like, that by the end of the night, they were going to have sex somewhere. I mean, come on, you really think it wasn't gonna happen? Like, the predictions kept going. I was like, oh, you know, it's gonna happen somewhere. It happened. Where did it happen? That art squad thing? Like, out of all the places you pick an art squad, like, do you know how uncomfortable that would be? Ugh, when Allison woke up and he was gone, I was just like, oh gosh. I should have seen it coming, and I think I did, but I was still, like, just shocked about it, and I was just like, oh, William. Oh, that's when I really realized I did not like him at all. One of the things I didn't like about this book was how I feel like Allison took this like really over dramatically and just made it such a big deal, and I was like, okay, and like, I mean, obviously I knew she was gonna like try to find him and stuff, but I mean, she did it for like a year of finding him, and like, I mean, if it was me, I would have tried to find him that day, but not search for him a whole year. I did feel really bad when Allison got to college, and she was like really depressed. It was like wouldn't talk to her roommates. It was just like really sad. Like, I did feel bad for her. Like, I really did. But still, you took this way over dramatic. She went a little too far. Just a little, but you know, it's okay. Because I mean, in the end, we did find him, and that's all that matters. I just felt so bad. She was so depressed that she had a freaking 2.7 as her grade, and that's like horrible because she made like A's and then went to a 2.7. I liked how when it's New Year's Eve and like Allison was like, you know, it's gonna be a new year. I'm gonna forget all about this, and she deleted that picture of him and her, and it's a new state. I just really liked that. I was like, oh, she's now gonna move on, but she didn't move on. D. Whenever I was sad, I needed D. He was just such a good person in this book. He was my favorite. I loved him. He was so funny. He was just, he was gay, but he wasn't gay. Oh gosh. It was so good. I loved him so much to death. I'll go on a little rant, I guess, about Allison's parents now. I'm gonna be honest here, I really did not like the parents. I liked the dad, because, I mean, he wasn't really a big deal, but the mom? I I didn't like her. That whole quitting while you're ahead situation like really confused me, and how she wanted Allison to be a doctor and like Allison couldn't do what she wanted to do, like it had to be her mom's decision and everything. I did not like that. I mean, she's an adult now, like let her do what she wants to do, okay? I loved it the next summer, how she worked in that restaurant. It was raising money to go to Paris. It was taking French classes so she could speak French and know what people were saying. And just, I loved it so much. I love that Australian family you meet in, where was it? I can't remember where it was, but we meet those Australian people, and I just love them so much. I guess it's now time to talk about how much I hate William. William, he was just so rude and mean, and is practically a man whore, for crying out loud. I mean, he was like practically cheating on everyone. How along the journey you realize that ex-girlfriend he cheated on with a French girl, and like he was just like cheating on with everyone, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, he was just, that's horrible. And how he hadn't been to Holland for 2 years, and like, you know, when he goes back to Holland and like his family finds out, like the past 2 years while he's been gone, he's been making out with a bunch of chicks. Like, I mean, I would just kick him out of the family, pretty much. I mean, technically he's probably already kicked out since he's been gone for 2 years. He was rude and mean to Allison, and I did not like it at all. Like, I really dislike William. Like, all the notes I have in here are hate. Hate. William, why? He's like Cowell. Skeps like Gideon, and I hate Cowell. And that's not a good thing when I compare someone to Cowell from Throne of Glass. William makes me feel like he's just a pain in my ass. Of course, I love the ending when we finally find the address and we finally find him. And Allison's like, hi, I'm Allison. Nice to meet you, William. And they go inside his apartment thingy. Those are my overall thoughts on Just One Day. I know it seems like I hate this book, but I really, really don't. If you like this book talk, you can give it a big thumbs up. If you want to watch more book reviews on Gayle Forman's books, because I will definitely be reading more of her books because I love her writing so much, you can click the subscribe button down below. I'm Courtney, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye!